For over a century, Mount Angel Abbey and Seminary have been an integral part of our Catholic community. As the years pass and generations come and go, this sacred hilltop, like our faith, continues to thrive, rising high above the trees of the valley floor as if reaching to heaven. Mount Angel Seminary, while educating men for the priesthood, has touched thousands of lives along the way. The journey is filled with inspiring stories of hope, prayer, and humility. All who encounter this hilltop, be it monk, priest, student, teacher, or visitor, come away with impressions of holiness.
It's my home away from home. It's something where I can go back to when I get ordained and just be able to relax and be with the Lord up on the hill.
To come to the seminary and spend time with other seminarians who were my own age, going through the same kind of studies I was going through, the same interests, and to live a common life with them was really inspiring.
So to live in a community as big as this one, as the one here at Mount Angel, it's a blessing.
From the time the Benedictine monks graciously welcomed a seminary to their sacred hilltop in the late 1800s, a special bond began to grow between the monks and the students. The monks inspiring the students in a life of prayer and contemplation, and the seminarians giving back in return.
It's not just we giving to them, they also give to us. They're a wonderful witness of young men who are opening their lives and their hearts to Christ, preparing for their own, striving to identify with Christ, the Good Shepherd. You know, and when we see them doing that so wholeheartedly, and it's great inspiration to us too. So it works both ways.
Father Pascal Chalene has been teaching on the hilltop for nearly 40 years. He has seen many positive changes over the course of time, including a growing faculty. Still, the Benedictine spirit is passed along to the seminarians in their education. Father Pascal says the commitment to forming the entire person, be it spiritually or intellectually, is what makes a Mount Angel education special and is remembered by its priests for years to come.
It's one of the joys of my life to see them see the value of something like art history, and maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, or 8 or 10 years later to get a card from one of these guys that I taught some years ago from Chartres Cathedral in France or from Rome, and saying, "Father, I finally saw it. I finally saw what you taught us about." And I love it. I mean, it touches my heart when they do that. And that's happened many, many times.
The quality of instruction and inspiration continues to this day as professional educators from around the world have discovered Mount Angel. Writing and speech instructor Kathy Akiyama remembers how moved she was by the seminary when she first interviewed for her position 14 years ago.
It just seemed like an incredibly spiritual place, but also grounded in the human elements. And years later, I met Patricia Hampel, who is considered a very good memoir writer. And she came to talk at the seminary, and she and I were talking at dinner after she had spoken with the students. And she mentioned her first night up at the seminary, because she had been staying for a few days. And she said and we talked about our experiences, and she had the very same experience where she was driving back down to the place where she was staying and just was so moved, thinking, this is really an incredible place. And she's toured all over the world. She's gone to a lot of different places. She has a very spiritual background. And she could just feel it here. So that was my introduction to the seminary, and that enchantment or that feeling of spirituality has never changed. It's always been present.
Father Ken Sampson, pastor of St. Mary's Star of the Sea Church in Astoria, spent 8 years studying at Mount Angel before his ordination 3 years ago. He prays more young men will find their calling at the seminary, inspired by the community.
Do this in memory of me.
If you are given the opportunity to come to Mount Angel, I would consider it a great blessing. I For me, that's a big key of why I'm still here in Oregon. I love the hilltop. It's been a big part of my life, and I didn't realize at the time how many lifelong friendships I might develop out of that, that sense of family that's still with us, I think, and it's just a very unique setting. So to be able to study in that type of environment where you feel like everybody is cheering you on, everyone is in support of what you're trying to do, is invaluable.
And while Mount Angel Seminary community may seem small in number when compared to the worldwide Catholic Church, the universal faith of the Church continues to grow on the hilltop, and its diversity drawing students from across the globe.
The faith of not only Americans, but also Europeans and also African Americans and people from all over the world, because the church is really represented here. That keeps me going to prayer in the morning and having different brothers from all over the world who are going for the same cause, for the same goal. And I mean, that's really where the core of my inspiration comes from. And then from here, we all move out to our own separate communities. It's really an amazing place.
Mount Angel Seminary is, for this local church, a spiritual oasis par excellence. It's the place where the men who are going to serve our church in the days to come grow in holiness, are educated in the tools they need in order to be effective gospel ministers, and really a resource that the rest of us can take advantage of, to go there to pray, to enjoy the beauty, and I think just to be strengthened in our own commitment that the life of service isn't, of course, just for the clergy, it's for all of us.
When you live here in Mount Angel, you can never forget that you're Catholic. Every 15 minutes, the bells remind you that you are Catholic. They tell you that life is passing, that you are here as a transitional being, that you are going to go on to something better. They call us to prayer. The bells tell us of the great, wonderful celebrations and wonderful times in our lives, and they toll for us when we die. So the bells are important. It's called the voice of God, you know, and they regulate the life of the monastery, and in many ways they regulate the life of the village also.